as a continuation of the lesson land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife. Now in the part 2 I am going to discuss about water, natural vegetation and wildlife and some conservative measures. So water. Water is a vital, renewable, natural resource. So it is an important natural resource in our life. Without water, life cannot be exist. We cannot survive without water, as we all know, and it is true. So 70% of water is present on our earth's surface. So in that 70% of water also, we have 2.7% of fresh water. Fresh water exists in ice sheets, glaciers, wells like various regions like Greenland or Antarctica and some other parts of the world. Then in that fresh water, just only 1% of fresh water is fit for the human consumption. Okay, so it is everybody's duty to conserve the water because we know that very less percentage of water is useful for our consumption. So 1% of water, fresh water is available for the human use. So 1% of water is found in groundwater, surface water in rivers and lakes and as water vapor in the atmosphere. So we all know the water cycle. Water cycle is, what is the water cycle? There are three various methods of water cycle which we are going to have some water. Okay. So precipitation, evaporation and condensation. So you have learned in the lower classes what is evaporation. Evaporation means the water vapor, the water is evaporated by the sun's rays and form in the form of clouds. And precipitation means, condensation. The second process is condensation. Condensation means cooling of the clouds and the water will become cold and forms in the form of droplets. Next, precipitation means touching the water droplets to the ground in the form of ice or in the form of sleet or in the form of water, rain, anything. It can be anything, snow or some drizzle, etc. So, why we use water? Water is used for drinking, washing, clothing, cooking and for every human activity. And water is also used for irrigation purposes in the agricultural fields and it is also used to generate electricity which we are going to use now, and that electricity is called as hydroelectricity. It is done through the reservoirs and dams and so on, isn't it? So it is a long process. Then we all know that there is a shortage of water now and we are using less water. We are having very consuming the less electricity because there are various problems of water availability. This is called as water scarcity. So many parts of the world are facing water scarcity in the world like Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico and parts of some South America and entire Australia. These areas are facing so much of droughts and water scarcity. So, because of overexploitation and contamination of water sources. Next is conservation of water resources. How do we conserve the water? Today we are going to face much of water scarcity and it is very important to clean and adequate water resources because of unusual discharge and agricultural chemicals and pesticides are discharged in the water bodies and make the water contaminated and polluted. So because of these chemicals, metals and pesticides, so most of the chemicals are non-biodegradable and will reach the human bodies through water. So this will create a big problem, creating some health issues and all. So we need to conserve the water. There are certain methods of water conservation like water harvesting, rainwater harvesting. We have to save the surface run of water and forest and other vegetation are need to cover because in order to replenish the groundwater facility. Then canals are used for irrigating the fields, and we have to minimize the water usage. Also, how much we need, we have to use it, and we should not waste the water. And we have to use sprinklers for irrigation, not the tube wells or some pipes. And in dry regions, drip or trickle irrigation should be adopted, and it will be very useful. And the valuable water resource is conserved by adopting certain sources of irrigation, certain means of irrigation. Okay, next we go to the natural vegetation. Natural vegetation means the species of plants, various species of small we all know that it's a narrow zone, that is biosphere, which is a contact of three spheres: lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. So in the biosphere we have living beings which are interrelated and dependent on each other for survival. So life supporting system is called as ecosystem. So in this ecosystem, all the species are dependent on one another. So without plants, without natural vegetation, we are unable to lead our life. It is very impossible to survive on the earth. So plants provide us many things. What are those things? You all know that. So let us give me some examples. Let me give. So plants give us timber, shelter to the animals, and produce the oxygen we breathe, and protects the soils, and helps in storage of the underground water, gives fruits and nuts and latex, some oil, some medicinal plants and papers and uncountable things, isn't it? So water plants is also very, very important. So these natural vegetation are having three types. First one is forest, next is grassland, next scrubs. So forest is also of different types in different regions depending upon the climate, topography, the soil. There are various factors. Grasslands is also suitable on particular factors, and shrubs is also grown in dry areas. Next is tundra. Tundra is a very low vegetation. It is grown on the cold places like Antarctica or northern polar zones, etc. Next, what are the factors affecting these natural vegetation and wildlife? First one is deforestation. What is deforestation? Cutting of the trees, or removal of the trees, or clearing the land for various agricultural activities or constructional activities or commercial purpose, etc. So because of this deforestation, we are going to lose the natural vegetation and the benefits of what we get from the natural plants. Next is soil erosion. What is soil erosion? When the land is bare or without any trees, the soil will be eroded with the floods or rain wash. Next is constructional activity. As I told you, the population is increasing, so day by day the demands are also growing. So various commercial activities or constructional activities took place in order to satisfy the human needs. Next, forest fires. As you know that Amazon forest is on fire, forest fire, because of increase in the temperature and other factors. Next, tsunami. We all know that tsunami is a natural disaster which is going to erode everything, not only living beings but also other species in the forest. Next, landslides. Landslides are also a natural disaster which takes place on the earth. So because of this also, so large amount of natural vegetation is going to be destructed. Next, what are the factors affecting the wildlife? Poaching. Poaching means, you know what are wildlife is? Animals, various types of animals. So now so many animals are endangered and having less in number. So poaching is one method. It is called as unnecessary killing of animals for the benefits of their commercial purposes, like using its skin, hides, teeth and horns as well as feather for illegal activities, illegal trade, you can say. Then like that, so many animals are going to be endangered, like tiger, lion, elephant, deer, black buck, crocodile, rhinoceros, snow leopard and ostrich and peacock. These are the endangered species of animals. So it is our well as wildlife resources. So, what are the conservative measures? On the part of government has taken certain measures to save the endangered species by establishing the natural parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, and one more activity to save our environment is social forestry. And one more also. And in Telangana we have adopted Haritaharam every year. In the month of June we have our World Environment Day we are celebrating. Then on that occasion we are having this Haritaharam program, that is afforestation, that is planting small saplings in our surroundings to encourage the maximum some positive things. Okay. Then there is an authority called as CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. It is an authority which has established to list the several species of animals and birds in which trade is prohibited. So if anybody has done any illegal activity with regard to the animals, this is going to punish or impose some penalties or take any restrictions on that, so and so. Okay. So these are the conservative measures of national restoration and wildlife. Thank you very much.